Have you ever felt like you're being watched, even when you're completely alone? A shiver down your spine, the hair on your arm standing up, a sudden feeling that the shadows in the corner of your room are moving? For most of us, it's just our imagination playing tricks. A flicker of a headlight from a passing car, a branch swaying outside the window. We laugh it off, turn on a lamp, and the feeling vanishes. But what if it didn't? What if, one night, the shadows didn't retreat? What if they took a step closer? My story begins in an old house, the kind with floors that groan and walls that seem to hold centuries of secrets. I just moved in, excited by its rustic charm and the quiet neighborhood. The first few nights were normal, the usual settling in sounds of a new home, but then it started. It began subtly. A dark patch in the hallway that seemed just a little too dark. A silhouette by the window that I'd mistake for my coat, only to find my coat was in the closet. I told myself I was just tired, stressed from the move. I started leaving more lights on, even sleeping with the hallway light illuminating the crack under my bedroom door. But the darkness seemed to push back. It felt thicker, more present. It wasn't just an absence of light anymore. It was a substance, a presence that breathed with the house. One evening, I was reading in the living room. The only light was from my small reading lamp, casting long dancing shadows everywhere else. I looked up, and in the far corner of the room, a shadow detached itself from the wall. It wasn't a trick of the light. It wasn't my tired eyes. It was a solid, three-dimensional shape of pure darkness, and it was slowly, silently gliding towards me. Panic froze me in my chair. My heart was a drum against my ribs, so loud I was sure it could hear it. The air grew cold, and the silence in the room became heavy, suffocating. The shape had no features, no face, no eyes, but I felt it watching me. It stopped a few feet away, a void in the middle of my cozy living room. And then a sound. Not with a voice, but more like a thought planted directly into my mind. A whisper that wasn't made of air, but a pure dread. It said my name. That was the first time the shadow spoke, and it wouldn't be the last. Over the next few weeks, my life became a waking nightmare. The whispers grew more frequent, echoing in my head even in broad daylight, at work, in a crowded coffee shop. They told me things. Secrets about the house, about the people who lived here before me. Tragic stories, whispered on a chilling, ethereal frequency. The shadows were no longer confined to corners. They followed me. A flicker in my rearview mirror, a fleeting figure at the end of a grocery aisle. I stopped sleeping. How could I, when I knew that as soon as I closed my eyes, they would gather around my bed, their silent forms pressing in, their voices weaving a tapestry of fear inside my mind? I was exhausted, paranoid, and utterly alone. Who could I tell? Who would believe that the very shadows were haunting me? I tried everything. I bought dozens of lamps, flooding every inch of the house with light, but the darkness was clever. It would find the smallest unlit space under a table, behind the door, and it would pool there waiting. I even tried professional help, but the story sounded like a classic case of stress-induced paranoia. No one understood. The breaking point came on a stormy night. The power went out. The house was plunged into absolute, impenetrable blackness. The emergency flashlight flickered and died. It was just me and them. The whispers were deafening now, a chorus of ghostly voices all speaking at once. And in the flashes of lightning that illuminated the room, I saw them. Not one, but dozens of shadowy figures all gathered, all facing me. They were closing in. I don't know how I made it out. I just ran. I stumbled out the front door into the pouring rain and didn't look back. I left everything behind: my clothes, my furniture, my memories. I abandoned the house to the shadows that claimed it. Sometimes, even now, in my bright, modern apartment, I'll see a dark corner and my breath will catch. I'll feel that old, familiar chill. I know they're still out there, waiting in the places light cannot reach. So next time you feel a shiver in an empty room, next time you think a shadow moves, don't just dismiss it. Turn on the light and hope that it's enough. Thank you for listening to my story. If you've ever had an experience you can't explain, share it in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more tailies from the edge of reality. Stay safe and stay in the light.